Mm-hmm.
All
Hey,
right. Hey, we're live. Welcome to YouTube Live with Stephen Gardner and
Kacey.
Kacey. All right. Hey, everybody. Oh my gosh, look at all the love that's already coming in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say hello to a few people. Cindy, Susan, Deborah, Cheryl, Klondike Conan.
We have Katie, Diana, and Lucas. Thanks for being here, you guys. It's so fun to have you guys here in our community.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I hope everybody's having a good night. So tonight we want to uh, open it up for asking us questions about money, about business, about our government, about the stimulus, about whatever it is that's on your mind. We want to try to answer
Mm-hmm.
as many questions as we can. And we hope that this will be a good night, right? Like we want to bring fun and positivity and joy. And, we know that there's a lot of people going through hard times. And it seems like the only thing the news reports on is negative news.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to bring a different change of pace, if you will, to tonight. So, okay, now I want to give a special hello and say if you're in my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, don't you think they should subscribe?
Duh. And I just saw Jared say, "Hey, Kacey, say hey to your brother." So, what's up, little big brother?
Oh, hi, Jared. Yeah. Kind of cool when your own family watches. I think my sister is watching as
She's
well.
so faithful. Yeah, we have such good family. I mean, truly, we have such supportive family. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I want to just share a few things with you, and because Kacey and I could not do this without you, and we realize that, and we want to honor that. The community hit 670,000 people.
It just blows me away. It really does.
It blows me away as well. And I never expected this, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to bring you guys smart money tips, words of encouragement, stimulus updates, and always the very best truth as I can find it after researching for hours and hours and hours.
I mean, to the point where, I'm even researching sometimes too, just because, we want to make sure that everybody gets the most accurate and checked and good information here in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And never clickbait. Mm-hmm. We never do clickbait. So, okay. The other thing that I wanted to say thank you to the community for was yesterday, you gave my video over 109,000 likes.
What? That's breaking a record, right?
No, that was my personal best ever by cool. Like a lot. In fact, I had multiple YouTubers reach out to me and say, dude, how are you getting so many likes on your videos? And I just tell them I have a really awesome community. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't make you guys like it. So I really do appreciate you guys sharing the love and letting me know that you appreciate the information that that I share with you guys. Okay, the other thing is last week marked my 12th anniversary on YouTube.
What? Nuh-uh.
I've been on YouTube for 12 years.
No.
Yeah. So
how is that possible?
2008. Okay. 2008. So I've been on YouTube longer than I've been a dad. Which if you're a parent, it's really hard to remember when you weren't a parent, right? Let me know in the comments if that's true for you. But sometimes I'm like, oh, remember when we were married with no kids?
Just kidding.
and we have awesome kids. We have awesome kids.
Our kids are the coolest.
So okay, so let's say hello to a few more people. Hi Debbie. Hi, Barry. Hi, Gina. Hi, Tyrell.
Yvette and Shannon.
Siobhan, Susan, Laura. Man, what a cool community. And we've got such a diverse group from different parts of the country, different cultural backgrounds. It's just, a really, really great community of positivity and trying to share truth. So I did want to show you guys, check it out. I got my own sweater showed up.
You guys, the looks in our neighborhood, our neighbors are super cool. We've talked about how awesome our neighborhood is before, but like we're in the kind of neighborhood where Steve can walk outside. There's a gathering of our neighbors and he has his own face on his t-shirt and everybody just loves Steve anyway.
Well, I made a joke that, nothing screams humility like having your own face on your clothing. It's weird for me. I got to be honest. It's weird, but man, it kind of looks like me, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So, cool. All right. Well, as always, I like to get in and share some positive thoughts and some personal development. And then we will start doing questions from the audience. And then also, I have a bunch of questions that people sent to me beforehand. Let's give some shout outs. Shannon says, video keeps breaking up. Also, yes, my oldest is 37. I've been a parent forever. I'm sorry. I'm not sure why the video is breaking up. I hope that has stopped. Robert says, here's hoping they pass a stimulus bill soon. Yes, absolutely. I'm encouraged by this new bill from the Problem Solvers Caucus. I know that since releasing my video, some things have been said from Nancy Pelosi. And, keep in mind that even though she's the Speaker of the House, when it comes time to vote, she only has one vote. Right? And there's representatives from every single state. And yes, the House of Representatives is controlled by the Democrats, but many of the Democrats are putting pressure on Nancy Pelosi to do this deal. So I don't want to sit and blame her or talk bad. But as of right now, the bill is still going forward from what I read, and hopefully will be put to a vote. And what really matters is the vote. Yeah. And if they can get that voted on and then over to Congress, Nancy Pelosi's opinion will just have to be, for another day. So anyway, don't let that discourage you, because again, even though she's Speaker of the House and does have a large influence, there's also many other Democrats and Republicans that have their own brains, and they see the value in this $1.5 trillion stimulus package from this new group. So, okay, let's see. Anyone else?
Yeah, somebody said they liked our sign.
We want sweaters. Oh, okay. Let me show you. You can go to yourbridgeplan.com/gear, and I'll put a link in the description below. But yeah, I had a lot of people after posting my picture saying, dude, where do I get that cool sweater? So anyway, yourbridgeplan.com/gear, and you can check it out. But thank you for those nice words. Okay, let's see. So let's see.
Juicy Jake says, even though I am reading articles saying she blocked the bill, that is not true.
Okay, so she's going to try to have major sway over the people in her party, but this thing could still go to a vote, is my understanding. It could go to a vote, and if it passes with enough votes from the Democrats, the Independents, and the Republicans, then it's out of her hands, and it heads over to Congress, or not to Congress, over to the Senate. So yeah, I mean, I'll do more research and let you know. But she was all keen on it this morning, and then I don't know if she had like a rock in her shoe and got in a bad mood or what. But yeah, now she's saying
it's politics. I mean, you guys, that's just how politics works.
Well,
once you look behind the curtain, I mean, somebody may have that. Her opinion personally very well may be that she supports it, but what she came out with later was and maybe it was, like you said, swayed by somebody else, or the politics got in, or rock in her shoe, who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, to the American public, it feels like playing games. There's no way to really see it. So.
Yeah, and this bill that they put out is so much better than the bill from last week. And so I'm grateful for this new bill, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. At the end of the day, I can't make Congress do anything, and you guys all know that. So anyway, I appreciate the comment. So,
and a shout out to Kara Burns, who sent a super chat.
Oh, hi.
We love having you in the community. You're so awesome.
I've done private coaching with her. She's a cool lady. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's. Do you want to try to find a few questions, maybe? And I'm going to go through some personal development stuff, if that's okay. I'm going to reach across you. Okay. So tonight I wanted to share some thoughts and ideas from one of my favorite books. And I'm going to be doing a standalone video about this, but this book was incredibly influential in my own life, in my business, and in the way that I think and approach life. And the book is called Think and Grow Rich. Okay. Now, I'm not going to read you the whole book, but I'm going to go through just 5 points of my 3 pages of notes. So when I read a book, I do it in a very specific manner. I read the book in its entirety, and I highlight the areas that really stand out to me. And then when I'm done, I go back, I reread the book, but only my highlights. And then
that's my favorite way to read a book.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
And then if I really like the book, then I will journal my highlights, or I will type up the bullet points so that later in life, like tonight, I can go back and I can pull those out very, very quickly. So that's what I want to go through. And then we'll jump in and answer some more questions from you guys. So, okay. The first one is let me give just a little background. So the author, his name is Napoleon Hill, and Napoleon Hill got this idea from Andrew Carnegie, who became one of the wealthiest people in the entire world around the 1900s. He was the owner of, I believe it was U.S. Steel, and he said to Napoleon Hill, why don't you go around and interview all of the most wealthy people in America and figure out how their brain thinks and how they've been successful, and then write a book about it. And he could not find a publisher. He didn't get any kind of advance. And in fact, it took him nearly a decade to put this book together, all on his own dime. He nearly went bankrupt trying to bring this book to market. And some of the stuff he teaches in here, he had to actually apply with his own mind so that he didn't give up, right? So number one, and again, I've got 3 pages of notes. I only pulled out five bullet points. The first one is to know what you want. To absolutely be crystal clear on what it is that you want in life, or what it is that you want this year, or what it is that you want from your job or your career or your relationship with your spouse or your children or God or whatever it is. Be crystal clear. Know what it is that you want. Now, I could also say, just on the opposite, it's also good to get clear on what you don't want, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to put up boundaries against people, boundaries against family members. You have to be able to say no sometimes. But his first idea that I wanted to share with you is to get really, really clear on what it is that you want, right? So for me, in my business, I want to provide high quality financial education with access to the very best products. And I want to bring value to every client interaction that I have. With my relationship, I want to be in good rapport with my wife. I want to have a good relationship. I want to have good communication. I'm clear on what I want. I'm clear on the relationship that I want with my children. I spend a lot of time with my children compared to some of my friends, and that's very much on purpose. And so know what it is that you want. And sometimes you figure out what you want by knowing what you don't want.
Yeah.
Right? Did you want to add something? No? Okay.
Well, I just think to add to that, anything that you want, I think it's worth giving it real research and reading about it, and not taking things at face value. If things aren't the way that you like, then research a better way and don't just pray for it or hope for it. You have to, what's the saying? Pray like it depends on God, but get to work like it depends on you. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah. Pray like everything depends on God, and then get up and go to work as if everything depended on you.
Yes. Right. And that's true with like what you're talking about with your hopes and aspirations and dreams. And it's especially true of relationships.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Okay. Number 2, write and review your goals daily. Every single day. Right? You should have those goals in front of you. And I need to be better about this. This was actually a really good reminder for me. But do you remember when I was working with you to get our family out of debt? What did I carry in my pocket every single day?
There's a little 3x5 note card.
Yep. It was an index card. Yep. And when it got too wrinkly or torn or whatever, I would pull out a new one and I would write down, get out of debt. And I would rip up the other one and throw it away. And I carried that every single day until we were completely out of debt. And so anyway, when it comes to your goals, you should write them down and review them daily. If they're not in front of your mind and your eyes, you forget. You forget what it is you want, right? So this kind of plays on the first one. Know what you want and then have it in front of you so that you know what you want, right? Okay, number 3, too many people quit because of a temporary defeat, right? Like when I've been building my business, I cannot tell you how many roadblocks I've had to deal with. I cannot tell you how many times I have had to reinvent myself or go at it a different way. But the trick is to never, never, never give up, right? And so in business, in life right now, my gosh, this COVID lockdown is a setback. It is hard. It is difficult. I know a lot of people that are struggling, but I'm hoping, that this will be a chapter in your life's book, but not let it define you, right? Keep moving forward. Okay, let's answer a few things really quick. Why does the post office need 10 billion extra dollars? Money should be sent out to other folks. I agree with you. I'm actually getting
William. Thanks, William, for your
Thanks,
question.
William. I'm going to be doing an entire video on this because this post office stuff, there's a lot of misinformation, and this has become politicized, right? They've made it about politics to make one party look bad or the other party look like they're doing something shady. But at the end of the day, the way that they put money away for their pensions makes the post office look like they're always broke, but they're not. It's just, they're the only arm of the US government that has to do their pensions this way. So anyway, I'm going to be bringing you more information, but I agree. I'm not going to lie. I try to stay unbiased, but when the House of Representatives came back to sign a bill that's probably dead on arrival to give the post office $25 billion and didn't take care of the American people, I'm not going to lie. That was very frustrating and it felt wrong.
Yeah,
hey, thank you, Jillian. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay.
A couple things. And we can get, this is a good question about the coin shortage and going digital and what your opinion is on that from Ella Brewster. So we'll come back to that after you finish your thoughts. But somebody wanted to know, the buffering. If you're having a problem with the buffering, I'm reading a lot of the comments and they're saying that if you're on a tablet or a desktop, it's not happening. And for some reason it's a YouTube issue, not a Steven issue. And that live streams over mobile devices are struggling right now. So there's nothing we can do about it, but Steve speaks slowly and loudly, so hopefully that will help the buffering just naturally.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so don't let a defeat, a temporary defeat, be a permanent setback, right? Just make that decision to not let it be that way. And again, I acknowledge that we're going through a lot right now. Yeah. But again, let this be a chapter in your life's book. Don't let this define you, right? Okay. Number 4, the way to success is the continuous pursuit of knowledge, right? Make sure that you are always sharpening your skills. Read the books, listen to the podcasts, go to the seminars, follow good people on YouTube. Hopefully you guys see me as a credible source and not just a stimulus updater. I try to do other videos about money, investing, debt, personal development. So I'm trying to add a lot to my community. And
well, it's like they say, you are what you eat, but you are what you consume as well. And so that's a pretty profound principle if you think about it. You are what you consume. So if you're consuming negative news and fear and hate and all of that negativity, what else can you, that's what you're feeding yourself. So if you try to consume goodness and light and information and growth and lifting each other up and love and light, that is what you will become. So it's good to be informed. I am one who likes to be informed. I don't like being in the dark. I'm not a Pollyanna, but I think it's just really, really good to stay informed, but also balance it with goodness, however that looks for you.
Yeah, and honestly, some of us are being forced into entirely new skill sets. Like for example, this one right here, she just built her own website. Now, did you know how to build a website 20 days ago?
No.
Is there still a lot to learn?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pretty aggressive undertaking for me.
Yeah.
And a brave one. I would say it was brave for me because that's the kind of thing I normally would just outsource, but that option wasn't available. So you just kind of roll your sleeves up and get her done.
Yeah. So, but she had to gain new knowledge, right? And just figure things out through YouTube or search or asking me lots and lots and lots of questions. But we got it done, and you can certainly go check out her website, CoachKacey.com. She does coaching for women about relationships, intimacy, self-esteem, body image, lots of different things that
really my focus with meeting with women specifically is I feel like women have a lot of untapped power in our world. I feel like men are taught, or boys are taught, go for your dreams and what are you going to be when you grow up. And I think that and girls are taught more, at least I think a lot of times in the community we grew up in, it was more ornamental. And I hate to say that, but that's, I noticed that and I felt that way. I was raised with all brothers, and, people my dad would even tease, oh, are you going to grow up to be a nurse? And I think he was kind of cajoling me to do something, a nurse or a secretary or just a mom. And I know he was just teasing me because I actually did grow up to be a nurse and a medical assistant, and I loved my job and I felt empowered in that. And I thought, if I can feel empowered by doing something like helping people, and it had nothing to do with my career, it had to do with what was inside of my heart, it had to do with a feeling that I had that I could help no matter where I was. And I've been a stay-at-home mom for more than a decade and running a business on the side. And I enjoy the heck out of it. And I love helping women to tap into that power that they're endowed with.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Someone named Christy Cloud said, Kacey, I would love to interview you. So you can go to coachkacey.com and reach out to her, and I'm sure you guys could set something up.
My email is there, as well as a form to put your information there, but my email will probably be the best way to reach me.
Hey, Hayden Lund just said, Gavin Gardner is the best.
That's one of our son's best friends. Hayden, we love you, buddy. I hope your knee gets better.
Yeah.
Sending our prayers for you, buddy. He just had knee surgery.
Absolutely. Or was it Tegan? Oh, anyway. Okay.
We love Tegan too.
The last one, and Kacey kind of touched on this, is we are what dominates our mind. So whatever we tend to focus on, we become, right? And so you have to be very careful about what you're letting into your mind through what you're reading, what you're consuming in the news, what you become what you think about, right? So be careful, right? So like, for example, in the money world, I have a lot of people that are like, oh man, I'm broke. I got no money. I'm and that may be true. That may be a fact. But by saying those things over and over again, you're programming your mind. And so you just have to be careful, right? Right now, I just was dealing with somebody who's really struggling to find a job. And I told him, listen, you gotta be kinder to yourself, because it's a competitive landscape out there right now. But he just kept saying, maybe I'm unemployable. Maybe I'm unemployable. Maybe I'm a loser. Maybe I can't get a job. And so he's starting to program his mind that he is unable to find a job. And so I told him, listen, I know it's hard not to let these thoughts creep into your mind, but you have to control your thoughts. And it doesn't mean you lie to your brain, but you say, man, I didn't get that job, but I'm going to keep going because I know I have value. I'm going to find the right place to land. I know that I can do this, right? Irving Johnson, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You know, when I'm coaching a client, the very first thing I have to do is, and it sounds terrible, but it's reprogramming. It's all the reprogramming the stories that we tell ourselves, and rooting it out like you would a weed, and then unearthing the goodness that's already there, and letting that light come out from within you. It's not about giving people more information. It really is reprogramming the false narratives that we have in our head, whether that came from our family situation or from just living in this world, Yeah,
absolutely. I'm sorry that it's breaking up. I have ultra fast internet, so I'm not sure if YouTube is having an issue. This will be recorded and played back. So again, I apologize about that. Okay, let's answer some questions over here. Jerome says, could you please make a video on what properly structured whole life policy should look like, or talk about this on your live stream tonight or next week? Yeah, I can do a video about that, Jerome. Absolutely.
You go back in time, that's what 90% of his videos were for 12 years.
Yeah, absolutely. You just want to make sure that the death benefit is right, that it's structured correctly, that it's actually building cash value quickly, and that you have access to that. And then you need to know, what is the borrowing rate? Because there's a company out there that's really good, but then when you go to borrow your money, it's 8%, and it's kind of ridiculous. So anyway, I'm not going to go too deep on that, but yes, I can do some videos about that. Let's see. Okay, what was the question about?
So LL Brewster had a question about the coin, what your opinion was of the coin shortage and digital currency, if you feel like it's anything nefarious happening there.
Possibly a little bit nefarious. I did a video. You can go look at the coin shortage. I'm going to be doing a video soon. I've been researching about whether the government is pushing us into digital currency. I think that they might be. Reason being is, for some reason, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, government wants to track what people are doing. And so people with cash get away with things, right? Or they circumvent paying taxes, or they don't know what you're doing with your purchasing. So there could be some of that big brother going on. And we could be heading that way. Bitcoin is a little bit different because that's based on data mining and collecting that coin. So could the U.S. tender eventually go to some kind of digital currency?
Sure hope not.
It kind of already has with credit cards and debit cards, but there's a lot that goes down in paper and metal coins still. So yeah, I'm still doing research on that for people. Okay, let's answer a question here. So Vicky says, what's the next step with the new problem solvers caucus proposal, and when might we see a check? So Melissa in the community had the same question, so I'll just answer both of them, and I'm sure that that's been rolling through here. So okay, so as you know, I put out my video with the good news. I still think it's good news, but now Nancy Pelosi is saying she doesn't know whether she likes it because she wants her $2 trillion bill to go through. And I don't know if she has good intentions or if she's just having pride or if she's got hurt feelings or whatever. But
yeah, that's what somebody, Anna in the community, said. Here, this is simple. I can solve it for you. Trump liked the bill after she said that she did, and now she doesn't like it. So I know that's it seems that way. It looks that way. It's probably less childish than that, or at least I hope it is. But it kind of seems like they do this childish back and forth thing, and
yeah,
at the expense of our American people.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Billy, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to know more tomorrow and the next day. My hope is this could be the possible scenario, is we should see this bill either be rejected by the House, not just Nancy Pelosi, but the House has to reject it, or it will go up on the floor of the House of Representatives for a vote. And I think that there are enough Democrats and Republicans that would get behind this new problem solver bill that it could be passed. Once it goes from the House of Representatives, within just a few days, the Senate can review it, add to it, take away, and then they can vote on it. And then usually within 4 or 5 days, it's sent up to President Trump or the acting president of the United States to be signed into law. And then Stephen Mnuchin has said that the IRS is they're ready to go, right? They're ready to start doing the prepaid debit cards. They can get money to 50 million Americans in 1 week. And they can start printing those checks and getting them out. My guess is this next time around, they're going to do more prepaid debit cards because they could get those out significantly faster than a paper check. So that's kind of the timeline. So, they've got to work through this over the next few days. And, this is why I do the updates, is there's developments every single day. And when there's not, I don't do a video. Like last Friday, I didn't do one because I just didn't feel like there was enough. But then by Saturday, I felt like there was enough. And then, of course, I take most Sundays off. But and then, of course, Monday was really, really good. Setting up that this was coming. Tuesday, it was announced. And then by Wednesday, Pelosi said she liked it. And then by Wednesday afternoon, she said she didn't like it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's, again, there is real contempt for President Trump. And both parties want their bill to come to fruition. And so, we'll just see. But I know this. I'll do my research and have a video for you this week. I'm not going to leave you guys. I've not gone on vacation. I've been here giving you the updates on the development. So hopefully that was helpful, Vicky and Melissa and all the other people,
a lot of other people.
that have gone ahead and said something in here. Okay.
Somebody asked, who do you think has better hair, me or you?
Well, I think you do.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, okay, what are the income restrictions on the new bill? It's exactly the same as the CARES Act. So if you make 75,000 or less, if you are on SSDI, SSI, SS, veterans, you are all included in this next bill. If you're a married couple, it goes up to 150,000, and then it starts to phase out after that. So good question. This time they are including dependents. And so again, this bill has only been out for, just over 24 hours. And so information is still coming out as far as like unemployment, whether people that owe child support will have a check taken, at what age is someone considered an adult for $1,200 or a child for $500. We're still getting that, but as of right now, it's $1,200 for adults, $500 for children and adult dependents, and that's what I know up to this point. Yeah. And as I know more, I will share more.
Yeah. I wanted to add. I feel impressed to say this. I'm reading a lot of comments of people being really unhappy with our representatives, and if I had a platform to say anything, it would be do your research, vote. You have a voice. You have to research your representatives, know who they are, know what they stand for. Don't get bamboozled by the flashiness. Really, like do some digging. A little Google or DuckDuckGo search will get you the information that you'd like to find. And be open-minded to, your biases and figure out who it is. And I've probably seen 100 comments that says the two-party system has got to go. And, I think that's a really good, I agree with that. I think there has to be more than just two choices. And so I've been seeing locally here where we live, there are people who are fighting the two-party system by saying, hey, research me. I don't toe the party line, and I love seeing people that are coming up with different things. So please do your research, find out who represents you locally, whether your schools, your and just anything. Really, it's important to know who you're voting for.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Oh boy.
Yeah, Amy.
Okay. I didn't know if it was one name or two. Thank you, Amy from Jacksonville, Florida. I appreciate that. Okay, let's ask one here and then we'll go to the live chat. Oh my gosh, 37 minutes. Man, time flies. Okay. So, here's one. Virginia says, how do we go about deciding who to vote for as president? I'm feeling really torn. Now, I try to keep my channel unbiased. So I would just say, I think it's important to really research each candidate. And you have to do it sometimes away from CNN and away from Fox News. And, you have to sometimes clear out the biased voices so that you can do your own research, right?
Yep.
Because the news, depending on who you're trying to get your news from, they're going to slander the opposite candidate, right? They're going to say Trump is an idiot. The other group is going to say Sleepy Joe. They just go back and forth, right? So I'm not going to tell you, who to vote for, but I do think that you should vote. It's important.
Do your research.
Yeah, your research.
Read, and be aware that where you live, where your kids go to school is going to sway you one way or the other, and this is where your voice is really important. And so find your hard line in the sand, and then go, okay, well, based on my beliefs on this one particular issue, this one really speaks to my values, and then go that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I just think it's important to do your research and not just select somebody based on, the ad campaigns, because they all just try to dig up nasty stuff on each other.
And can I just say too, like, I love how respectful our community is. There are people from all walks of life in our community, people who have seriously different beliefs as far as who to vote for. But I'm seeing a lot of respectful activity back and forth. And thank you for that. And I hope to see that more of that in the future. That I know a lot of people come here to watch Stephen's updates because they want to get away from the negative biased news. And I think it's really cool that we can have a ton of different people from different walks of life in our community. So thanks for being respectful to each other.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to always believe the way I believe. You don't have to be a Christian like I'm a Christian. And we're, we try to just bring good information, right? And hopefully you guys appreciate that. Now, somebody said, I didn't catch a name, but they said, please, I'm a desperate mom with a 1-year-old. What can you tell me about rent assistance with the new bill?
I have that written down, actually.
Okay. So there is, in the new bill, if it passes, gosh, come on. There is $25 billion that they are going to set aside for rent and mortgage assistance. Now, I don't know, we don't have any details yet, right? So it's not that I haven't done my research, it's that they haven't released details yet. Really, but there could be some kind of sign up, almost like the EIDL program, where you sign up, you prove that you're behind on rent, and they get you money out. It could be some kind of rent voucher. It could be something where your landlord requests money. I don't know yet. I wish I had more information. My heart goes out to you. I know that there's 20 million people that are in jeopardy. And so I'm so grateful to see that in this new bill. And I'm just hoping and praying that it does not get blocked.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hope that answers your question there. Okay. Anybody else?
There was somebody with the rent executive order.
Okay.
And just asking about if you knew about that, but I think you've covered it. So.
Well, that might be a little bit different. So President Trump's executive order that stops you from being evicted through the end of the year, and the CDC piggybacked on that to help. You do have to supply a letter to your landlord showing that you have been financially, employment, or health, one of those three has made it impossible for you to pay your rent. You still owe the rent, but there are laws that protect you against being evicted. So definitely look into that. If you have a mortgage and you're struggling, reach out to your lender and talk to them about forbearance. And if you can, get those payments tacked on to the end of your loan. Like, who cares if you have a 25-year loan and they have to add 3 more years on? Deal with it down the road, but you need to keep your house. Don't lose your equity. Don't lose your house. Don't lose your place to live. Same thing for landlords, right? But so anyway, I hope that helps answer that side of it. I know that a lot of people are struggling, and so those are the 2 answers. But hopefully, my goodness, please pass this bill, because it will help so many people with food, the place they're living, getting back on their feet with a job, that stimulus check, unemployment until January. I mean, this is a great bill that I hope that they won't get in their own way from helping the American people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Pam Greger, thank you. She says, thank you again for all your information. Very much appreciated.
You're thank awesome, you. Pam. That's awesome.
And then we have Aid FM here. She says, thank you for what you both do. Next to every successful man is a woman, either his mother or his wife. And maybe Steve is so amazing because he has both.
Yeah, I do. She's awesome.
You guys, I had a great question come in, and I didn't get to write down this individual's name. I'm guessing it was a mom, but she said, how do you balance momming and entrepreneurship? And that's a really great question. I'm excited to answer it because I don't. I juggle. I am a juggler, and I try to keep things up in the air. And let me tell you, sometimes my house looks really great and my kids are ratty tatty. And sometimes I'm working out every day, and the house is falling apart. And so, as an entrepreneur, double business owner family, we just kind of, I don't want to say we fly by the seat of our pants, because we do have a little bit of structure. We do, every single night we try to have, we study the scriptures and have family prayer. That is something that is pretty solid. Unless the kids fall asleep on the car on the way home from somewhere, visiting family or something, we try to have that consistency. That is the one consistent thing. And then we try to have fun as a family. And everything else is day by day. What's on the family schedule today? So if I didn't have my calendar in my phone, I would be a different person who has no schedule at all. So I'm a pretty yellow, fun personality, and a schedule is really hard for me. So that being said, I do try to find not a balance, because balance is, it sounds like I can't find balance, honestly. It is juggling. So I just have to know if I'm feeling really good and spiritually solid, I might feel physically out of whack. And so then I put my focus there. And if I need to put my focus on my family or put my focus on my business for a minute, I know that I have put enough deposits in my family bank account to be able to withdraw enough to be able to focus on my business for a minute. And then once I get that in order, then I can, come back. And I think that is really important to understand as you try to build yourself up or try to do some self-development, is to not neglect the other parts of your life for too long. So it's okay to pull your focus into one place for a little while. And I know Steve is this way too. He's put a lot of deposits in our family bank account so that when he does have to work really late or a weekend thing, I don't ever bat an eye. I don't ever give him a hard time, because he's always raring to help me.
And I think your children get used to the busier schedule. Mm-hmm. Like I keep a schedule that most people can't keep up with. Mm-hmm. And same with you. I can barely keep up with your schedule. Okay, so somebody asked, can you talk a little bit about the new unemployment in this bill? Okay, if this new Problem Solvers Caucus proposal passes, what they're saying is that it would be 8 weeks of unemployment at $450 a week, which right now is $150 a week more than what you're getting, or $600 a month more than what you're getting. So that's a really good thing. In that 8 weeks, they're going to try to devise a system so that you get either $600 a week or up to 100% of what you were making, right? So if somebody was working and only making $300 a week, they don't want to give them $600 a week. It doesn't give them incentive to go back to work, because if you could double your income and sit at home, why wouldn't you, right? And I know not everybody is that way, but I'm just saying in general, right? So I'm just trying to help you think through their thinking as I've thought through it. And then after that, it would be up to 100% of what you were making per week, or $600. So one of those two. And that would be, I believe, through the end of the year, into January, the end of January, from what I read. So it's a really good bill. I hope it doesn't get blocked. It gives a lot of what the Republicans wanted. It gives a lot of what the Democrats wanted. And so hopefully they can move forward for the American people, just as the Problem Solvers Caucus worked together for the American people. Like, I wish the entire government ran like this Problem Solvers Caucus. Mm-hmm. They are committed to no backstabbing, mm-hmm. always meeting, and always finding a way mm-hmm. forward for the American people. Yeah. I mean, that sounds like, if I were ever to go into politics, I would probably definitely be in the Problem Solvers group. So anyway, I hope that helps answer your question that way.
Wow, Tiffany, you are my hero, girl. I am reading what you said. Thank you. I really needed that inspiration right now. I was about to give up on nursing school because I'm struggling to juggle 5 kids, work, and school, and I hear you. And I feel like that is a beautiful message for everybody. If Tiffany can do it, you guys, anybody can. I know that sounds really trite, but where there's a will, there's a way. And pray or ask the universe for guidance, and you will be led, because we need strong Americans, and we need strong people to lead our country forward, and that will happen through growth and progression, and through that juggle job. It's real. It's hard. It's not just for moms. It's for all of us. Whether you're trying to juggle your job or your illness or family issues, just don't stop developing something. Develop, progress, do something. I think we talked about this the very first time we went live, but do something that builds, like whether it's making your bed that morning, or committing to one healthy meal that isn't from a can or from a store, from a window, a drive-up window. Do something that makes you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody asked about the stimulus checks. As of right now, just to recap, it would be $1,200 for adults, $500 for kids and adult dependents. I'm really hoping that this problem solvers proposal goes through. It is getting a lot of positive attention and a little bit of negative attention, so I'll have more information for you coming out. Let's see. Kristen says, are you concerned about riots and in turn an increase in virus spread after election results? Yeah, I mean, things could absolutely get crazy. I hope that they don't. I'm hoping that they'll get some of this riot, under control. Some of the rioting, these are things these are growing pains as a country. These are things that have to be worked through. I don't at all agree with the damage that's going on. That's just not who I am. And I certainly would not be anywhere near that area or take my kids to that area. And my heart goes out to all these businesses that are being damaged that had nothing to do with the situation. But yeah, could there be rioting? Yeah. Could it lead to spreading a virus? Absolutely. Anything where there's contact could lead to more spread. So, okay. Yeah. Let's see what else. There's a few that were.
And if we could too, use this opportunity to say, use your voice in a positive way. Tearing things down doesn't usually do the job you're looking to do. So use your voice for building up and for good.
Yeah, we ask our kids all the time, are you a builder or are you a wrecker? Mm-hmm. Like, think about it. Are you building people up? Are you building things? Are you being creative? Or are you talking bad about people and destroying things? And, like this could be with our house. This could be as they're grown up, right? But it's just it's a question that we ask our kids often. Are you are you a builder or are you a wrecker? And I think that's a good question to ask. Okay, let's see. Marcia, can you stop that? Mm-hmm. I don't know why it won't let me do the whole $1. Thanks for all you and your beautiful wife do. What was the name of the book you were referencing? Think and Grow Rich. Now, there's a lot of different books on Amazon. They're all Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. They have different covers based on when they came out. You can tell my book's a little bit older because the pages are kind of turning yellow. Mm-hmm. But I've read that book probably 4 or 5 times. It is a great, great book. So I highly recommend Think and Grow Rich to get right with your money, understand the importance of controlling your thinking. I think that will be a good book for people in the community to read. Okay.
So Mark.
Mark, can self-employed collect unemployment or the benefits besides PPP and EIDL? Yeah, if you're self-employed and this damaged your business, you might be able to get LWA, which is Lost Wages Assistance, or you could get PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. Now, this is the hard part. It's really hard to get somebody at the unemployment office on the phone, but it's worth the fight. I had somebody the other day, I think I told you this, they were like suicidal and didn't know what they were going to do. And then like 10 days later, I got an email and they were like, oh my gosh, $9,000 just showed up. she was owed that many weeks of unemployment. And so just don't give up. Please don't give up. Keep trying. Okay, let's see. Okay, what is the best way to get out of student loan debt? You have to have a job that provides you with surplus income, and then you just have to pay it down over time. You can look into the snowball method, the avalanche method, the velocity banking, or the index cash flow method. Or you can, reach out for some private coaching on that. But, debt is not accumulated overnight. And so you usually can't get out of debt overnight. But there are principles of paying down wealth that will help it to go faster. And so definitely look into that. But yeah, you just have to pay it down over time is the most basic answer. Okay, Chris says, are there protections against lobbying donations to these problem solvers? Ooh, can you go back to that? Do you also think it's worth sending Pelosi a message, or are they ignored? Honestly, again, I try not to harp on any one thing, but over 100 Democratic people in the House of Representatives sent her a letter begging her to move forward with a proposal, and she ignored it. So if you're not a wealthy politician, it's probably going to be ignored. I mean, I've sent letters off. I know that people have sent my videos and letters to them via Twitter. Our community, along with Clear Value Tax, Brian Kim, we just sent a letter to President Trump, Mitch McConnell, and Nancy Pelosi with over 50,000 signatures. And so, whether that will have an effect or not, I don't know. But you know what? I would rather go down trying than do nothing at all. And I really appreciate the community having my back on signing that letter. So thank you for doing that.
So we had a question just come in from somebody named Hallie with an IE, which I love that name. That's my daughter's name, but with just an E. Anyway, she asked, what's a good way to make a second stream of income? She has a full-time job. That's a really great question. So I went to a conference, and there some kind of problem, and then getting a real practical solution for it. And I thought I could do that, and I could just ask to be compensated to do that, and be fair about it. And so I started my business. So ask yourself, Hallie, what is it that you love to do? If you weren't working full time and being a mom or whatever it is that you're doing, what would be your dream? And I don't mean like, just sitting and eating, bonbons and not doing anything. I mean, like, what would feed your soul? What would make you feel like you're contributing the most to your family and society? And start there. And not everybody gets to do their dream, and not everybody gets to do that. So, but a second stream of income, what is it that you could be compensated for that you already naturally are drawn to? So that's where I would say to start there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We're coming up on an hour, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. Mm-hmm. Grizz says, how do you have perfect hair every single day?
You guys, stop. You're going to make his head explode.
I don't. If you look really closely, the last haircut, they like cut this thing, and it just been like sticking out like a rooster tail. But anyway, it's not perfect every day. In fact, I'll just mess it up.
John Carnes, you are amazing. You are amazing. Yeah.
Hey, thanks. Is there anyone else? Otherwise, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Just a couple of people to say thank you to. JK Hess.
JK Hess 74. Thank you.
And MDLG.
Thank you so much. Hey, I really appreciate that. We love doing this with you. I hope that you guys enjoy it. In the next week or two, we might actually try doing it on a different night, or at a different time. But we will definitely.
Found out that I'm busy. I asked him to run kids for me tonight so that I could get the house cleaned up. And he came home and he was like, man, maybe we should do our live on a different night. It's kind of busy. I said, you don't know this, but every single time we've done a live, that what you just did, I've been doing that every time.
I know. I know you're busy. I know you're busy. All right.
Thank you for beautiful Libra.
Okay. So let's see. But she has a question.
Mhm.
I'm a single mother. I receive $167 a week on unemployment. Is there a way I can increase the amount per week once I certify, or is that a set amount? They're going to go off of how much you were making per week before you were laid off or fired or had to leave because of COVID-related issues, or if your company went out of business. So they have a record of all of that. That's what they're going to use to go off of. So the 450, that's like a blank check. They're just going to send that out. And then in 8 weeks, it would be, the $600 or up to 100% of what you were making. So I hope that was helpful.
One more thing, Prepper Chris, if you have a question, I saw you said, hey, you skipped me, but I didn't see your previous question. So if you want to, quickly type it here or send a message, then we can get back to you if you're.
Yeah, if I missed you, I apologize. You guys, this thing goes by so fast. I try to answer as many as I can with the people that show up, and then I get, this is 3 pages of questions, and I don't know whether these people show up, but I answer them as if they were here. So anyway, I just want to wrap up by letting you know how grateful we are that you are in our community. We really appreciate that. We love bringing good, positive energy. We love bringing as close to unbiased political news as we can with kindness. I don't think I've ever been mean in a video. I've been frustrated, but never mean, right? So
I don't
hopefully
think you've ever been mean to me, and I've known you for 16 years, so never, not once.
Well, anyway, I just want to thank everybody who was with us here tonight, and I want to remind you that you are amazing. Just in case nobody tells you that tonight.
Can I try it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys really are amazing, and like I've said before, and I will say it again, Steve and I talk about this community. We talk about individuals' issues, and we both are problem solvers, and we like to get to the root of how to help the most people. So you guys are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Do I know when they will vote? No, but it will be within the next week. I'm hoping, I haven't heard anything about whether it will be by the end of this week, but hopefully by next week, early next week, they are voting. But I will continue to do my research, and as I know more, I will share more.
There you go, Prepper Chris. That was your question.
Yep. All right. We got it through. So
we got it.
All right. Hey, thank you again. You guys are amazing.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate you being here with us tonight.
We're grateful for you.